Good day, Albert.
Hi, Vincent.
We are on the Trends and Technology Committee of Canto. And from now we're going to make white videos to let our audience know what is happening in the field of ICT. Yesterday we spoke about the acceptance, and I think it's a nice subject to go dive into deeper. So tell us about it.
Okay, so universal acceptance is essentially a concept which says that all domain names and all email addresses should be treated equally on the internet. And the interesting thing is that there has been a tremendous expansion in the domain name system. There have been new generic top-level domain names put into the root, names like .hotels, .cars, .books and .online to make the internet more interesting. And in addition to that, there are new names called internationalized domain names. And this is where instead of having Latin characters from A to Z or numbers from 0 to 9, you can actually use Chinese characters, Indian characters, Russian characters, Arabic characters, so that users from those countries can access the internet in their own local script. The implication of this is that the number of users on the internet has grown dramatically from 415 million in 2000 to over 3.4 billion in 2016. And when you look at where these new users have come from, a lot of them have come from China, from India, because of these new internationalized domain names. So universal acceptance essentially is a system where all of these new domain names should work properly on the internet when they are used by end users.
So that was indeed very interesting, because when we talk about putting people online, you only think about the connectivity.
That's right.
But now also domain names is an aspect of it. And I saw some numbers that you were talking about on what we are missing.
Yeah.
Because of we are not making it universal acceptance, we are also missing the money side.
Exactly.
And can you deliberate on that?
We can talk a little bit about that. Essentially, the statistics have indicated that there is a 9.8 billion US dollar revenue growth opportunity from online business, which is being missed out by companies and businesses that have not made their systems universally acceptable.
So almost 10 billion.
Absolutely.
It's a multi-billion dollar business.
And that $9.8 billion is broken down into two parts.
Okay.
I mentioned first the new generic top-level domain names. That about 3.6 billion US dollars is being lost by not being able to access existing users who are using those new names. And when you go to the new users who have come on because of the internationalized domain names, the figure is 6.2 billion. And these are conservative figures, which I can share with you, so you can actually take a look.
Yes, and we are going to put this so the audience can dive into it deeper. But indeed, it is a very, for me it was revealing to hear that, because when you're working on the internet, you only know the .com, the .org. I know that there are new domain names.
Now, here is the problem. So since you have these new top-level domain names that are longer, for example, .online, .books, and so on, they're longer than what we are accustomed to, just the 3 characters in .com,
yes,
.org, and so on. Some systems which work on the internet were designed only to accept domain names ending in .3 characters.
So that's my problem, because we as a web developer had this problem. Some people were saying, hey, I cannot see your website because I have a .academy website.
Exactly.
And then I was, but why? How is that? This is the problem.
That is because the browser, when you typed in .academy, was expecting 3 characters after the dot, and since Academy has more than 3, it said, well, this is not a valid website. Same with email. Somebody put in an email address using Chinese characters, using Indian characters. Even though that is a valid email address, the system, because it is not universally acceptable ready, would say invalid email.
Okay.
and it would not allow you. So can you imagine, maybe 1,000 Chinese planning to come to one of
Yeah.
our hotels in the Caribbean?
And they
They're
cannot
trying to
register.
book. They cannot register
will
because
miss them.
they can't put their email
Okay,
addresses.
great. Okay, what are we going to do, or what can we do to solve this problem?
I'm happy that you asked that question. So a universal acceptance group has been established.
Okay.
And on one of the slides that I'll share with you, there is a simple website that you can go to, uasg.tech,
Okay.
where you can find out a little bit more about what this issue is,
Yes.
what are the parameters. You can also find out about who needs to get involved in solving the problem, not only managers, C-level executives who have to give authorization when they are putting out requests for proposals. They should put in a line that says your system must be universally acceptance ready, and so on. So there is this group, and it comprises well-known companies like Microsoft, Apple, Google, who have recognized the problem and are trying to do what they can to resolve the issues. That website with you, and you can also share it.
Thank you, Albert. Very good information. You've heard it. A $10 billion business, a multi-billion-dollar business with solutions, and the Trends and Technology Committee from Canto will collaborate with stakeholders with this white video that will make you go dive deeper into it. So, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vincent, and thank you.
Yes.